morning, YouTube. Wow, it's been a minute, I know, since we've had a video. The weeks, they just, they go a little faster than I think, but don't worry, nothing is wrong with the Evo. Running just as well as it was last time you saw it, which, man, anyways. She's not in too bad a shape, but could probably use a bit of a cleanup, which, let's go do that now.
Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right?
So why, after making so many videos, haven't I made any in what's now a few weeks? A lot of times I get motivated to make videos about the Evos and cars. It comes from me being in the Evo, driving the Evo, being around cars, different things. And I really just haven't been driving that much these last few weeks. I tend to make a video every week. And before I know it, it's been 2 weeks and I just had no idea. I'm not trying to make excuses. I wasn't really inspired to make a video. Be that as it may, since this is my first video in a few weeks, I wanted to make it a topic that really excited me, and that is why I love this car and what got this whole channel started in the first place. So, for those of you who don't know, this is my 2005 Evo 8 RS. The RS is basically like the stripped down version. Most notably, no power windows, no power locks, no ABS brakes, and no sound deadening. So, there's some compromises. Trust me, when I say that I love driving this car, I truly mean that I love driving it. Who else would drive such a thing unless they really loved it? Also, for those of you who don't know, this isn't my first Evo. I've owned an Evo 9 GSR that I bought brand new and a 2014 Evo 10 MR. I've owned a few. I've always been drawn back to them. We're gonna kind of discuss some of the reasons as to why that is. So why do I love Evos so much? Well, for one, they are fast in everyday real life. What do I mean by that? Well, there are a ton of fast cars out there. Cars that are much faster than this. I've owned some that are faster than this. But in real everyday life, I find it hard pressed to beat this car, especially given the price point. All-wheel drive means you rarely ever lose a stoplight battle to any car, especially if it's raining or snowing, then you're pretty much guaranteed. You've met your match, Buick. Also, good Brembo brakes, quick ratio steering means navigating crossovers and subdivisions, not gonna slow you down. Lastly, suspension built for off-road racing means potholes, speed bumps, highway shoulders, none of that's gonna slow you down. So in the real world, if you wanna get from A to B, like work, school, jail, quickly, this is the car to do it in. Not have to worry about ground clearance or any other nonsense. Weather conditions, nothing. Second, they truly can be used every day. I mean, you can easily fit 5 adults in here. You've got a trunk that can fit any normal amount of groceries, no problem. Try doing that in like a supercar or something. And while they may not be as cheap as a Honda Civic to maintain, it's still based on a Lancer. There's no parts or anything that are just astronomically expensive just because they can be. You know, it's not overly expensive because it's an AMG or an M car or anything. I mean, yeah, the brakes are gonna cost more because they're Brembo, but I mean, they don't cost like stupid amounts. You know, it's still a Mitsubishi, which means you don't have to worry about putting miles or, you know, wearing out parts or anything. because it's not going to break the bank. What's also super nice is no one pays attention to you because you're just a Civic to them. Or well, they think so. They're not quite sure why you look a little different, but they're more or less confident that you're some form of Civic. So you just don't have to worry about people bothering you or like messing with your car or anything, because it's nothing. It's nothing to them. And that kind of leads me into my third point, and that is you do feel special driving this car, or Evos. You have to really want to drive an Evo. Don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking supercars, and when the day comes, I will buy a GT3 RS. But in the meantime, you feel kind of special driving this car for the fact that nobody knows that it's special. And that's what makes it feel special. It's weird. Even if I had power windows, the fact remains that we're still in a 15-year-old Lancer that frankly wasn't the best in its class in the day, let alone now. You will never pull up to another Evo owner who is not in the cars. Mustangs, Corvettes, even Porsches sell so many cars to buyers that just buy them because they look cool or whatever, because they cost money or a lot of money or something. That's never going to be the case with this car, and I think that's what kind of makes it cool. You can go out in some flashy car and everybody will look at you. Meanwhile, you can drive something like this where you may go days and nobody gives you a second glance, but when somebody actually does, it's because they truly, truly care about the car. And to me, that seems kind of special. And that's the third reason, and that's really the main reasons of why I love this car so much. So, I don't know. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Otherwise, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video, and I will try to keep these more consistent going forward. It's also nice you can mod the crap out of them and beat all those supercars. You're one and only. Yo.